All right, everybody, welcome back to my TV show. I am Lee Durfee, author of The Forgetting Moon and The Blackest Heart, both books published by Simon & Schuster's Saga Press. Today, I'm gonna be reviewing Red by Jack Ketchum, the horror novel. Red. Now, if you saw my review of The Girl Next Door, you know Jack Ketchum freaked me out with that book. That is a definite horror novel. This one's a little bit different, though. This one I was not. I was expecting to get more of the just grotesqueness and bloody, gory, psychological torture from the Girl Next Door, and this book does not have that necessarily. Although it's a good book in its own way. It's 1995 is when this came out. Let's look at the cover first. You know, I always review covers because I like graphic design and cover illustration. I think this one, it's red. It says it's red, and the color is red. It is what it is. There's a shotgun. There's a, nice forest on the background it wraps around. I would have made the shotgun a little more prominent I would have made it stand out just a bit more if I was the graphic designer of this, just because the shotgun plays such an important role in a story. Anyway, so we start with a chapter where it's told from the perspective of just the old man. That's all we get. He's just the old man. Well, when we find out in the next chapter that the old man's real name is Avery Allen Ludlow. He's a widower. His wife has died, and his wife bought him 15 years ago. His wife recently died. His wife bought him 15 years ago a dog that he loves. And it's one of the most cherished gifts that he's ever been given by anybody, because it's from his dead wife, his deceased wife. Plus, it's a dog, and he loves the dog. And the dog's name is Red. And they are out fishing. And 3 teenage boys wander up to Red and the old man fishing. And they got a shotgun. One of them has a shotgun. And they're like, hey, dude, we're going to rob you. Give us your money, and we'll be on our way. Well, the old man he's got $20 in his pocket. And, apparently that's not enough to satisfy the 3 teenagers. And so and this is where things get tough. So if you hate books where animals get killed, this is where you've got to stop right in the first chapter, because Red is brutally shot with the shotgun and killed. And that's the end of the first chapter. Then we get to chapter number 2, where we learn again the old man's name, Avery Allen Ludlow, and he wants justice to be done. He figures out who these teenage boys are, and he wants justice, vengeance. Now, I could make the comparison to, of course, everybody's going to think John Wick. Well, this is from 1995, so this came way before John Wick. This is not a John Wick knockoff. And if anything, John Wick could be a knockoff of this. But this is way different than John Wick. This is more, John Wick was just about straight vengeance. This is more about justice versus vengeance, which means that though there are gory parts, Jack Ketchum's prose is elegant and beautiful and gory in spots of this book. This is not the relentless thriller horror novel that The Girl Next Door was. This is more of an introspective bit of literary horror fiction where we just sort of get to know the old man, Avery Allen Ludlow, and who he is, and do we like him? Do we like his journey? Do we want him to get revenge on these 3 boys? Do we hate these 3 boys? Should we hate them? Yeah, kind of. Some of them are bullies. Some of them have fathers who are bullies, as we find out as the story goes along, because he finds, like I said, he finds these boys and their families, and it's the boys lie about the crime. He, the old man finds out there's nothing that the justice system is really going to do. Even if the boys did admit to it and they were found guilty, the justice system just isn't really going to punish them at all. And so we have this dilemma, the old man. I don't know if I really liked the old man or the things that he was doing, but he was exacting his own sort of um, vengeance slash justice upon these boys and their families, which made me think he was going a little bit. I mean, let's face it. Let's face it. Someone kills your pet. I don't think you should just become like, oh, you shouldn't become like a Freddy Krueger to the people, those kids and their families. You know what I mean? You shouldn't just be doing that. I mean, but this book sort of dials it back a little bit. It doesn't really give you, I mean, it's not a slasher film like, Halloween or anything where, Jason Voorhees is just wreaking havoc on people. I mean, the old man just isn't wreaking havoc all the time, because this book actually does a lot of flashbacks to the old man's painful history. I mean, we go back into time and we figure out who he is and what he is and why maybe he wants to exact this vengeance, which to me, I didn't agree with. I just, okay, it is what it is. Stuff's unfair in life. Your dog got shot. The people that did it, they're not going to be punished. Life's unfair. You don't need to go and do kind of the things. And maybe I have it wrong. Maybe I was seeing it wrong. Maybe everybody else will love the fact that the old man seeks vengeance. And I'm not going to tell you whether he accomplishes his goals or not, because the book sort of ends. Well, what am I going to say? Let's just say that not every plot point is answered here. So I give Red. Well, before I give my final score, this book actually has a short novella at the back of it. So this whole book is about 250 pages total. The first 200 pages are the novel Red. The last 50 pages, I actually found out, was a short novella called The Passenger, which I skimmed through. It seemed to me like it was another revenge story that they kind of shoehorned in. Anyway, the girl next door blew me away. I was floored with how intensely I was involved in this. This one was more dialed back a lot. I was expecting the girl next door sequel. I don't even know what I was expecting. So whereas the girl next door got a 10 out of 10. I'm going to have to say this is about a 7.5 out of 10 because, it's only the second Jack Ketchum novel I've got. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got 7 more I can read, which we will. Red, 7.5 out of 10. If you don't like dogs getting killed, don't read this. If you enjoy dogs getting killed because their owner goes and exacts vengeance, like John Wick, this is for you.